Today on In the Wood Yard, I have a problem. It's a good problem and a bad problem. So the other day I was cutting some limbs and trimming, opening up the roads on my dad's property so we can get some log trucks in, because a lot of the trees and branches have grown in on the road, so I trimmed all that out. And I was using my little 540, so I stood up on the bucket of the tractor and trimmed some stuff with the little 540, and I also used the 564. And a bad thing happened. I put the saws into the bucket, you know where this is going, and I forgot about them. I was driving along and I sped up and I hit some bumps, and I didn't have the bucket curled all the way back, and my little 540 jumped out, and I didn't even see it happen, and I ran it over. Yes, I ran over my little 540. Now it was laying like this, and I ran right over here, right over the top, and it did start. Even though it's got some damage, there's some breakage right in here a little bit, but it started, but it's got issues. So I'm gonna take it into Modern today. Modern Rentals down in Ripon, Wisconsin. It's Saturday morning. They're open till 2, I think, today. Right now it's like 10 in the morning. I'm gonna take it in, see if they can get it fixed and get it working again. It seems to be okay, but I'm gonna Scott go over it and just see if there's any issues. I did break this little part right in here. Might have to replace that, but it still might work. I don't know. I'm just gonna have them look it over just to be sure. It did start, and there's probably gonna be something that needs replacing. I'm surprised because I ran it over, didn't know what it was, and I backed up, ran it over again, so I could see what it was that I ran over. So not too bright. Luckily it wasn't the new 564. And the other reason I'm going to Modern today is I got a message from Craig, the owner, and they have a brand new 564 XP G. It is the first G they've got in, probably one of the first ones in the United States that they're getting. And I wanted it in a G when I originally got it because I wanted the heated handlebars, because I have my, where is it, right here. I have the 572 XPG, I have a regular 572, I have the 562, and I got the 592. I also have some other saws too, but these are the ones I run most of the time. And I really like the 564. I got about 12, 13, maybe 14 tanks through the saw. And Craig told me when the G comes in, they would trade me because he wants the 564 that I've got, because he just wants one for himself. Maybe they'll sell it as a used saw because this might be one of the first ones on the market that's available. And he told me all I had to do was basically pay the difference between the G and the regular XP 564. And so I'm gonna get a brand new saw, which is awesome. And so I already used a whole chain. I went through a whole chain. I got my second chain on there now, and I've sharpened it a couple times. So like I said, I got 12 to 14 tanks through the saw. It's awesome. It runs great. It's a pleasure to run because it's not so heavy. It's almost as good as a 572 in my opinion. It's better than a 562. Light, so I do like it a lot. If you're gonna pick one saw, this would be a good choice. So I'm gonna take this in, we're gonna do a trade, and I'm gonna take in my little 540. I also need to pick up a couple new chains and a couple other little things I need to pick up down there today. So we're gonna do a little road trip. We're gonna head down, drop off the 540, pick up the new 564, and then I will be running it. Not that I need the heated handlebars this time of year now that we're in springtime here, coming into summer. But I wanted the G because once you get a heated handlebar saw, the G, which stands for generator, at least that's what I've been told, they are awesome because you can work in the wintertime with light gloves and your hands it gets so hot with the G. This one right here, when I'm running it, you actually have to turn, even when it's below zero, it gets so hot you can't run it all day long like that. You have to turn it off occasionally because it gets almost too hot to hang on to. They're that warm. They are awesome. And once you work with warm hands in the wintertime, you kind of want to do it all the time. And I only have one of those saws. My brother Ken also has one heated handlebar saw. He has a 572 XPG, and he loves it too. It's in the wintertime, that's the saw, his go-to saw. So what I will do, same thing as my brother Ken, my G saws will be the ones that I don't run all the time in the summertime or on warm days. I will run my standard, the 562 and the 572 and my 592. Those are the saws I'll run most often when it's warm out, and I will go to the G saw only if I have to because everything else is, you know, warm because it's been running hot, or I'm out of gas, or I got a dull chain. that kind of stuff. But the G saw will be a nice one to have. I have 2 of them in the wintertime because I do a lot of cutting in the wintertime. So that is the plan. So we're going to load these up. I always turn my saws like this because they tend to ride better. And if you've got a lot of gas or oil in them, they won't leak, because all saws eventually leak. Well, actually my 572 does leak a little bit of bar oil, and that's a pretty common thing. So again, I put these in and I got them in there so they're not going anywhere. Sometimes when I'm transporting them, I will line them all up and I'll run a bungee across, and that way they can't slide around. But I got other stuff in there now, so they're pretty solid in there. So down the road we go. Well, here we are. We're at the Mecca. We are at Modern Rentals. And some of you may be asking, well, how come I come to Modern Rentals when I also do saw suppliers? Well, the reason is Saw Suppliers is an online place that you can go and order saws, but because it's 2 hours away from me, 2.5, not the place I would probably go for service. And I always recommend that people go to where there's service, and Modern is only 40 minutes for me. Very good service. Scott does a great job, so I bring most of my stuff here for service, because you want to go to a place where you can get, you know, good service, and Modern provides that. So I like going to both places. I buy some stuff here, I buy some stuff there. I've recommended you guys come here. I've recommended you guys go to Saw Suppliers. Both great places. They're the 2 places I'd recommend going to for service and buying products. So we're gonna head inside. I'm gonna grab my 2 saws. We're gonna go in and see if we can get some service, because it's a busy place on a Saturday. There it is. There's the new saw. So I took my other one in, the original 564 XP, and now I have the 564 XPG, and I just basically exchanged it, and they just had me pay the difference for this saw over the other one. I got a new heavy-duty massive scabbard, which I haven't seen these before. Usually you get the little weenie ones like that, so this is nice. And it's got the brand new X-Cut chain. I got a light bar on it. It's a 24-inch light bar. And then I also got another light bar because I'm going to put this on that saw because it's got an old Oregon wore out bar on it. It's really wore out, so I'm going to put that on. You'll see that in just a little bit. And then I just got another Oregon chain because they are sold out. I got the last one of these. They got another order apparently coming in real soon, so I got the last of the X-Cut chains, and I got a new Oregon one for that chain, or that saw and chain. So that's what's going to happen. So we're going to head back right now, and we're going to slap on that other bar and chain. I'm going to do some sharpening, and then maybe tomorrow we'll go take this baby out. I'm sure the G works, the heated handlebars. I'm going to turn them on just to make sure. Don't need them obviously this time of year because it's getting warmer and warmer all the time now, but I will want this in the winter time, so that's pretty cool. But I'm going to take it and run it just to make sure everything's good on it. On a Saturday here, they're super busy, so I didn't want to take any more of their time and waste it because they got people coming and going just steady on a Saturday. They got lots of people getting mulch like steady. There's people coming in. That's a big part of their business is their mulch and yard work stuff. So, all right, let's head back and we'll get her started up. All right, so I just got back. Here's the saw, and I just noticed something. My fault for not noticing this. This brand new saw, normally it would come in a box. Normally you'd get the owner's manual, all that. So, well, I have all that from my other saw. But also with that, when you get it, there's a separate extra set of dogs that go on the outside, the outboard side. And I forgot to notice that. So when I go back, I'll have to make sure I get the other dogs because I want dogs on both sides. I definitely don't want just single dogs because a lot of the wood that I cut is barkless oak, or it's oak that the bark is coming off. So when you go to cut the wood and you want to dig in, you need extra dogs. Also when you're cutting on a tree and you want to reef into it a little bit, double dogs is what you want. Single dogs, I don't know why they even make saws with a single dog. I want double all the time. Makes a big difference to me. So I want those put on, obviously, but we're going to put some gas in this. I'm going to fire it up, just make sure it all runs and everything because they were so busy there today. Normally they would do that, but it was a Saturday and they were running like crazy, and I just said, that's fine, I'll take it just as it is. I'll make sure that it's all working and everything. I'll be coming back in a week or two when they get my other saw fixed, the one that I ran over. Then I can get the other dogs and put those on and everything. So, but I do like this new heavy-duty, big, wide, thick scabbard. I like that. So we're gonna put some fuel in it, put some oil in it, and get it fired up because normally, like I said, they would do that. Scott would fire it up in the back, make sure everything's up to code and everything. But they literally took this out of the box, they put the bar on and gave it to me because they were busy and I didn't really take much time to look at it. So we're gonna fill it up right now. And again, it's the same exact saw, except that it has the heated handlebars. And that is the G series. And the way the heated handlebars work is right over here, right here, there's a switch. You just flip it on for heat, you go up for heat, you want the heat off, you push it down, that's it. It's that simple. And it is an electric generator that generates the heat. And like I said, they get toasty warm, very warm, front and back, so it's awesome. So I really like it, and that's why I wanted this saw. This is what I wanted originally, but they weren't going to be coming out for a while, and I said, well, when one comes in, we'll just swap it out. So that's what we did, because they wanted me to get the saw as soon as possible to do some videos, so that's what we did. So we're going to throw some gas in here and some oil, and we're going to run a little bit. So there is gas in here. I just looked. I didn't think there was any. It's got about 3/4 of a tank. So they must have started it up, but I never heard it running when I was there, but they might have went outside and did it because they were so busy. And it's full of oil, so we're good. So all I got to do is start her up. So let's see what we can do. And I'm not going to do any cutting, but I am going to put on some ear protection because I need ear protection. So we'll put this on, and there we go, and we'll get her started. All right, so a lot of you probably don't know this, same as the other saw. There is no on switch, there is no choke. You just purge the system, you pump in some fuel to make sure the lines are clear, takes out any bubbles that are in the lines, any hot gas, it just purges it through, and then this is your off switch. That's all there is. So there's no on, there's no choke, nothing, because it is fuel injected, but let's see what happens here. There it is. And for those of you that run a different brand, I will show you this. This is One of the things that I don't like about the other brand, which they make good saws. I know there's a lot of guys that think they're the only saw, but there's a lot of good saws out there. This brand, Husqvarna, you use your thumb, and to turn it off, you push it down. That is much more intuitive than pushing up. Like a light switch, you push it down to turn it off. So that's all you have to do. So there it is. It started, it ran. Like I said, I'm not gonna cut with anything today. I'm not gonna cut today at all. I got some other jobs to do. But I will be cutting probably in the next 2-3 days. I'm gonna take it out and I'll do some cutting. I've got some trees on my dad's property. I'm gonna be going there in 2 days. We'll be cutting them down. So there it is. We got a brand new saw, another new one. I'm so lucky. That's awesome. All right, that's all we got for today. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. with another video. Good night, everybody.